What's something that's actually incredibly misogynistic, but everyone just ignores it and pretends it's fine?
Marriage. I'll explain. The idea that on a hen night you go out with your girlies to celebrate, but on a bachelor's night you go out with strippers, traditionally because it's your last night single. Being walked down the aisle and given away by your father, taking your man's surname so that you're now his property. The fact that in the traditional wedding vows the man has to love and honour and the woman has to love, honour and obey. Throwing the bouquet to a group of girls to see who gets married next, but there's no equivalent for men. The whole traditional history of a dowry is that the bride's family were paying to get rid of her. The white dress signifying virginity. And there are smaller details that you might not even think about, like the woman has to walk towards the man on the aisle, and the man stands on the right, i.e. the right-hand side of God. Also, when men ask for the father's blessing to propose, that feels...
I love videos of these women complaining about marriage as if it doesn't entirely benefit them. Gentlemen, we've got a bunch of guys who have been married over here and since divorced, and I'd like to ask them, how did that go for you? Because a lot of the times, you end up just losing half your crap, if not more, as well as your children, okay? But gentlemen, we are going to be addressing this young lady's video, going through piece by piece, pulling it apart and saying exactly why it's stupid. But feel free to leave your comments as we go through and kind of dissect it, gentlemen. But these girls who want to be strong and independent and liberated, that's fantastic, that's great. Because what they've actually liberated themselves from is men's commitment. You want to complain about marriage? Hey, men are hands off the wheel. We're not interested in marriage anymore. But what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again with another response video. And on today's show, guys, we're going to be looking at this particular TikTok, as well as breaking down a second TikTok and some articles if we have time. I'd like to get into a response to a TikTok that actually, it's about a man just going off at entrepreneurs and cars, which is absolutely hilarious, guys. So be sure to stick around for that if we have time in the video. But if you're new here, guys, or you're liking the videos, make sure you subscribe on your way in. Come and join the Discord, link in the description if you haven't already. And as always, guys, if you'd like to support the channel, make sure you check out the Patreon link in the description. If you're interested in becoming a supporter, that's a fantastic way to do it. And yeah, the link for that is somewhere below the video. But guys, we're just going to jump straight back into this TikTok, address a whole bunch of our points. So feel free to leave comments as we go through, guys. And let's crack back into it momentarily as I set up the video for us. Alrighty.
It's actually incredibly fucking misogynistic, but everyone just ignores it and pretends it's fine.
Marriage. I'll explain. The idea that on a hen night you go out with your girlies to celebrate, but on a bachelor's night you go out with strippers,
I don't know. That doesn't sound like an exclusively male thing. I'm pretty sure on Hen's Night you get a lot of Hen's Nights, excuse me. You get a lot of girls going out here, having that, that fun time with the dudes. I don't think that's exclusively a male thing. If someone can correct me in the comments, maybe I'm wrong on this, but I've heard some pretty wild stories from Hen's Nights. I don't think it's just the guys that are up to this kind of mischief.
Traditionally because it's your last night single. Being walked down the aisle and given away by your father, taking...
Okay, we're going to address that point, gentlemen. If you guys have been watching the dating landscape at all, you'll notice something about it, which is that women often make terrible choices in partners. I was out at lunch today, guys, catching up with an old friend, and she was telling me about all the people that we used to, she's a very old friend of mine. We used to go back to, school together a very long time ago, and she was telling me the life stories of the people in her friend group, the people that I used to know back in the day, back in school. And this is relevant, guys. I'm getting around to it, right? So she was explaining how, we were getting into the relationships, right? What have these girls been up to? And a lot of these girls, guys, have been going through the 304 phase for the last many few years. And, the funny thing about that is, a lot of them, what they had was, they'd have, a couple of serious boyfriends, and then they wouldn't be able to lock down a man after that. They've just had, these friends with benefits situations, and they get upset because they haven't been able to lock down a guy. Okay, and so the moral of the story here, guys, is that girls make terrible choices in partners. They choose the guys that have no intention of committing to them. They choose the guys that treat them like crap. And if you didn't know, gentlemen, the treating like crap kind of comes in a gradient. So what you'll notice is that girls without fathers in their lives girls who do not have fathers to push them in the right direction and make the correct judgment, they will choose very terrible partners, right? The girls whose fathers are present, they'll tend to choose better partners and be more balanced and that kind of thing. So this whole thing about girls complaining, oh well, the father is giving me away, gentlemen, the father knows what kind of partner is best for you. Okay, now if you want to go out here and choose your own partners and everything like that, hey, that's totally cool. But you want an effective long-term relationship. Trust me, the father's going to know the best. I want you guys to imagine real quick. Not everyone over here has kids, obviously, so I want you to imagine that you have a daughter. You are going to be a far better judge of character for her partners than she is, and that's just the way it is. Okay, and the thing about that is that ensures long-term family stability. Okay, now if girls want to go and choose their partner, fine. I don't particularly give a crap. At this point, there are so many broken homes, guys. It's getting to the point of no kind of repair at the moment, which is really sad to see. But that's kind of the reasoning behind why the fathers do this, right? Is because fathers used to make the decisions for the family about what man they would date, and that worked pretty well. And here we are right now, where that's not happening. And I mean, just look at the consequences, right?
Your man's surname so that your now is like property. The fact that in the traditional wedding vows the man has to love and honour and the woman has to love, honour and obey.
Yeah, you see, this sounds really stupid from the outset until you realize, guys, that respect actually means a lot in a relationship. And we'll get to the double standard there real quick that a lot of people are already screaming about in the comments, right? Here's the thing about relationships, guys. Women do not want to be in relationships with men that are below them. Okay, and what that means is that if they want to be in a relationship with a guy that's above them, they need to have respect. And what you'll notice, gentlemen, is a lot of these girls do not have respect for guys that are even or below them. They just don't. Hell, a lot of guys who are above them, they just have no respect at all because their entitlement goes through the damn roof because of the amount of attention that they get from social media, guys. I mean, that's just the way it is at the moment. See, respect. In this kind of space, gentlemen, you'll get lots of guys who will say, respect comes before love. And I 100% agree with that. Okay, you'll get guys in the comments saying different things and kind of disagreeing with that, but gentlemen, I stick by that pretty strongly. Right? Respect comes before love. You see, love is this thing that changes moment to moment, and so is respect. But guys, you have to understand how flimsy these girls' love is. Like, really, as sad as it is to say, guys, like, your position in these girls' lives depends on what you provide. Now, I'm not necessarily talking about money all the time, but it can be any number of combination of things. She can like you from one day to the next. We've all had, guys, if you have not had this situation to happen to you, you have not been dating, okay? We have all had a girl who just, she'll just lose feelings for you one day to the next. Or she'll just become bored after a few months, or you'll start investing in her and she'll leave. Like if you have had any amount of dating experience, guys, you know that that's the case out there. And that's really sad to see. It really is. But respect comes first in relationships, okay? And if you want a guy who's above you, respect comes with the territory, unfortunately. So you can cry about that, but at the end of the day, you're shopping out of your price range, so you damn well better come with some respect.
Throwing the bouquet to a group of girls to see who gets married next, but there's no equivalent for men. The whole traditional history of a dowry is that the bride's family were paying to get rid of her, the white dress signifying virginity. And there are
That's probably the most hilarious one, right? Because that's what you'll see a lot of these girls bring up the most, which is the purity aspect. They get real annoyed at the purity aspect. You see, I know this is crazy for the ladies out there to try and grasp. It's almost like men and women have different things that they want in a relationship, okay? Men, at least smart men who value their time and their certain other things that I can't say on YouTube, right? But guys who value themselves and value their lineage, shall we say, are concerned with your past. You can go out there, you can get a guy who has no sense of self-worth to date you after you've been with 50 guys, okay? But in general, guys do not want girls that have a body count in the God knows what, okay? So you can complain left and right about, oh, it's sickening, it really is, that guys only want girls who are pure or whatever the case may be. It's like, yeah, that is a preference that men have. Okay, going around and getting with all of these dudes, it doesn't make you more valuable. Okay, that makes, if you're a guy and you go out and you get with all these girls, that actually makes you more valuable to them. right? Because they actually see you as more of a prize. You try and pull that crap as a girl, and what you'll notice is that guys just we're not interested in that. Like we're really not. We would like someone to actually be committed. And you see, the thing about girls who go through all of this is that they can't be committed to one guy, guys. Like their pair bonding gets fried. They can't pair bond anymore. They literally can't. You want to form long-term emotional connections with a girl who's, had a high body count, gentlemen. It's just not going to happen. The lower the better, really. And that's how you secure long-term familial, like a long-term family structure. That's how you secure it, okay? Because your odds significantly improve as the body count is lower. But you'll get these girls, with the septum ring and the, just ready to disagree with you on that because obviously they can't provide it, right?
There are smaller details that you might not even think about, like the woman has to walk towards the man on the aisle, and the man stands on the right, i.e. the right-hand side of God. Also, when men ask for the father's blessing to propose, that feels...
Yeah, you see, all this thing about, following men and, having to be the one to walk up the aisle, that's what happens when you shoot above your position in society. You want to shop out of your price range, you have to come with the respect and you have to walk up to the altar. If you want him making six figures, being 6 foot, and you're here earning 30k and you've got a shattered sense of self-esteem and you've slept with a bunch of guys, it's like, yeah, no crap you have to bring more respect to the table and no crap you have to follow his lead. Like, this whole thing about girls, like, the thing is, girls will complain about, having to follow in a relationship. Guys, they get to pick the guy that they follow. Like, they get to pick. And, if girls want to lead in a relationship, hey, we all know how that works out, gentlemen. You want to go on a date and let a girl... Girls do not want to lead dates. Like, they literally don't. They don't want to lead anything. Like I said, like, I hung out with my friend earlier today, who I haven't seen in quite a long while. And she's a girl... She didn't want to lead crap, man. Like, she didn't... Like, I'm happy to lead. Like, we met up for food and I was like, yeah, we're going here. And you should have seen the relief on her face, man, that I just chose a spot for us to go and then I just started walking. I said, come on. You know what I mean? It's like, girls will complain about, oh, well, I want a 50-50 partnership and I want to lead. You put a girl in a leadership position, gentlemen, generally speaking, she hates it. And if she doesn't hate it to begin with, you better believe she's going to hate it by the time she's 45 and single. But guys, we're going to jump into today's second TikTok over here. We might not even have articles to this for this video, but I really want to crack in and show you guys this one because it is an absolute treat. And I'll try and pause it less so we can get out more of this individual's opinions. But let me turn down the volume real quick and we'll jump right into it.
You men specifically should avoid disagreeable women, single moms and feminists and stuff like that. Unhealthy women, I mean, something like 60% of the North American population is fat or obese or morbidly obese. Yeah, you married a dime, she gets fat, she refuses to lose weight for it, so you're essentially paying a pig for the rest of your life.
I don't even know where to begin. Y'all, this has to be a longer video because of the extreme content that this person posts. Because this isn't the only video like this, it's the...
Yeah, guys, it's extreme content when men do not like women who, don't treat their bodies correctly. You see how, you see how a man's preference or a man's standards are extreme. Guys, we do not want girls who are combative, like and we don't want girls who are masculine, and we don't want girls who ruin their body, and that's called extreme. You see, this is the kind of crap that, like, when men get into relationships, they don't understand that they're actually allowed to have standards. Like, when people find my videos, man, they're so shocked. They're like, wait a minute, Taylor. You're telling me that I can actually have standards in a relationship? You're telling me that girls' nights out, when my girl dresses up and she never dresses up for me, are out of damn line? I'm allowed to have standards. Guys are genuinely shocked to hear the fact that they can have standards in a relationship, because crap like this exists where if you're a guy and you have standards, you get labeled all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff.
The entire account. High value men. Unhealthy. She won't lose weight for you. You're paying a pig.
Let me just explain something real quick here, guys. Yeah, she won't lose weight for you. The reason why you're allowed to say that is because you as a man have to bring a lot more to the table, generally speaking, than a girl, for her to stick around. You know, a lot of girls have a monetary requirement, a lot of girls have a height requirement, a lot of girls have a physical attraction requirement, you know, and these are all factors that depend on whether she's viewing you as a long-term or a short-term partner. But hey, you want me to fulfill any of those requirements? You better be damn sure I have some requirements for you too. You see, but girls hate that, man, and they get so indignant about it.
Avoid disagreeable women. Like, never be challenged. Trigger warning, there's more.
Yeah, guys don't. It's just absolutely shocking, isn't it? That men do not want to challenge in a relationship. I have never understood that, man. It's like, oh, you want someone who challenges you. Are you serious? Like, are you serious? Like, why would that? I want that unpleasantness. Like, you guys, are you guys seeing what I'm saying here? Or maybe I'm speaking a different language, gentlemen. But you know, I've never wanted someone who challenges me in a relationship. Like, what the hell kind of gibberish is that? You know what I mean? It's like, I've said this before, but, you know, and I don't speak for all men when I say this, but as a general consensus, I'd have to say that men do not like coming home from a job to a second boss. You see what I'm saying here, guys? Like, and again, I don't speak for all guys on that, but, you know, guys do not want someone around the house bossing them around. I can't imagine many guys would enjoy that.
Seriously, I encourage everyone to take a deep breath before watching the rest, because this is just hyper-triggering.
No. Men and women don't follow the same rules. I'm asking you the question.
But of course there's more.
Notice how he removes the video for context there, right? Because men and women do have a different set of rules, by the way. But notice how he cuts the clip there, so he didn't, you know, give any context at all, just conveniently.
You're going to get her to download an app like Bumble or Tinder. She's going to do, you know, women seeking women. And then you have her find the girl, right? She's probably going to find a chick that's going to be grosser than her. You're going to have to whittle it down to something that's acceptable.
Acceptable for Connor to have a threesome. But wait.
There's no good girls.
Yeah, it's almost like, you know, I actually saw that video where Rich did that video about addressing that guy's question about having the fun with multiple girls, right? I saw that video, and a lot of people were really butthurt in the comments, man. Here's the thing: if you're a guy and this is just my opinion, guys. You know, I'll probably get lots of guys with different opinions over here about this. But if you're a guy and you're providing like, let's just say you're just miles above her, right? Like which is typically how girls shoot their shot anyway. Like, they never shoot a shot with a guy that's level or below them, right? But if I'm bringing all this to the table, guys, it's like, if you want to have fun that way, I mean, you know, that's not off limits in my mind, to be honest with you. Like, I don't understand, man. I watched the video and a lot of guys were getting butthurt. It's like, oh, really? You want to do that with your girlfriend or whatever the hell? Here's the thing, man. As a guy, you have to provide a lot more in a relationship for her to stick around, right? So it should, in my opinion, guys, it should be in a position where, you know, she should be concerned about losing you. Okay, none of this whole 50-50 bullcrap in relationships, gentlemen. She can either stay if she likes you, or there's the door right there. At any time, guys. At any time during the relationship or situationship or whatever you've got going on with a girl, guys, please make her aware that the door is there and she can see herself out at any time. Okay, if you want a particular behavior, guys, if you have a particular standard or you have something that you want, stick by it in a relationship, guys. Okay, because if the girl really likes you, she would do that for you. Like, that's just what it is. That's just my opinion, guys. I probably triggered a whole bunch of people over here, but, you know, it is what it is.
The only difference between good girls and bad girls is the bad girls have been caught. The good girls haven't been caught yet. All women have somewhat of a peppered past. Some it's worse than others.
But the real kicker is this part.
There's a lot of work that we got to do as guys, and there's a lot of BS. Nobody cares about dudes. If there's one thing that I've learned is that most people just don't care about.
And there it was. There's the men's rights. When I see shit content like this, I can guarantee I'm going to find some sort of men's rights bull. No one cares about white, straight, cis men, y'all. No one. This is patriarchy. If you've ever been confused of what patriarchy might be, this is it personified in a person. It is white, straight, cis men getting paid to spew garbage at other people who actually think that they're doing something. I know there's a...
You know, the thing about this kind of content on the internet, guys, is a lot of people will watch channels like mine, or they'll watch channels like Rich Cooper, and they'll think to themselves, well, this is just absolute garbage. And, you know, the thing about that is they're entitled to that opinion, guys. You know, if people watch my channel and they think it's trash, I mean, that's cool. You know, it's up to them to make their opinion. But at the end of the day, right, there are a lot of guys who do get value out of this stuff. Now, am I saying that every guy gets value out of videos like this? Absolutely not. Some guys look at my little cartoon character in the corner and they think it's really stupid and, you know, they'll never watch it again. That's totally cool. Okay? But the thing about this is, guys, is a lot of men don't actually understand this stuff. You see, because of people like this on the internet that will shame men for having standards. Okay, so when people find content like mine on the internet, or they find content like Rich Cooper's, or anyone else who creates content over here, what they realize to themselves is like, wait a minute, I'm actually allowed to have an opinion on this stuff? You know, gentlemen, I was going to do a and we'll kind of wrap up the show with this thought here, gentlemen, but I was going to do a video on it was a Reddit post that I saw the other day about a man, and he was saying how his girl would wear, you know, spicy clothing out and stuff like that, but would never dress up for him. And I actually reached out to him, man. I was like, hey, like, you know, I said, hey, man, like, you know, you're entitled to have your, you know, your view on it kind of thing. Because in the comments, guys, in the comments of the video, this guy was just getting outright shamed. He was like, oh, well, you probably don't dress up for her, or she doesn't do it for male attention. All this kind of crap, just trying and invalidate his feelings, right? And that's what happens, guys. It's like, there are a few reasons why men do not open up. One of them is because it's impractical and nobody gives a crap. And the second thing is, if you open up about this sort of stuff, oh, you're insecure, oh, you're terrible, oh, you're misogynistic, just for having preferences on the people you date. Gentlemen, we're going to kind of leave the video on this thought here, but you are allowed to have preferences in dating. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how many of these dudes want to sit there making a video saying it's disgusting that men don't like women who don't take care of their bodies. I don't care how many of these dudes make these videos, okay? At the end of the day, guys, not to get all spiritual or, you know, woo-woo about it, but you've only got one life. Okay, and you know, if you want to spend that time with a girl who's masculine, who's bossing you around in a relationship, who's giving you no respect, who thinks that she's being oppressed in a marriage, you know, you can do that if you want, guys, but a lot of men are kind of waking up to the reality of, hang on a minute, I actually don't have to put up with this crap anymore. And I would encourage you guys to not put up with this crap. Okay, if you're not getting the behavior that you want, or if people aren't treating you the way that they want, particularly in relationships with girls, gentlemen, you know, the door is there for them to leave at all times. Alright, but guys, we're going to leave today's video there. I hope you enjoyed. As always, if you did enjoy, guys, make sure you subscribe on your way out. Come and join the Discord, link in the description if you haven't already. And as always, guys, if you would like to support the channel, the link for the Patreon is below the video somewhere. So if you're looking to become a supporter of the channel, you like the message of the channel, that's a fantastic way to help out, and the link for that is somewhere below. But guys, we're going to wrap up today's video there. As always, take care of yourselves, and I will see you boys in the next one. Peace.